Hi guys, it's me, and today we are going to do a bag. Now this is not even what I intended on doing my video on today, but as I was kind of going through my things, I ran across this canvas bag that my friend Sherry had sent me a little while back, and I thought, you know what, I think I'm going to do something with that little canvas bag that I have here. So it was just staring me in the face, and I love making my little bags and pouches and things, and I had some really good ideas for this one. And so I just decided I did a whole change of course. I have a bag full of the stuff that I was going to do, and that's going to be next. But for today, we're going to do this little bag, and I hope you guys are going to like it because I think it's going to be super pretty. I'm just showing you a few of the things that I have here. This is just some strips of chiffon fabric that I shredded a little bit. I have some of this great tassel that I made from some yarn that my friend Robin sent me, and I love this yarn, Robin. It is so cool. It's just rough and like almost gosh, I think of like wheat or wheatgrass when I look at this, but it's so cool, and I love this yarn. And I'm so glad you sent it to me, Robin. I have this, and I still have a little bit more to play with, so I'm going to be doing some more, probably making some more tassels with it and using it in more of my projects, because this is something that you could take, you know, just a few strings and just add them to something. Oh my gosh. And I may end up doing that with this. I made this tassel a long time ago, actually right after she sent it to me. And I don't know if I'm going to need anything that big, but I might. So we're going to decide as we go kind of how that's going to go in there. But I do know I'm going to be using some of that. And then I've got just some bits and pieces here in my little tray that I've got, you know, just bling and stuff like that. I was thinking about maybe using this piece of bling that I had made myself and kind of placing that in there somewhere because it's so darn pretty. And then this is actually a piece that I got from my friend Deanna. She had sent me this a long time ago. Deanna, you'll probably remember this, but I've had it sitting here, and I have gone to try and use this several times, and I just have not found the perfect thing. But I'm looking at it with this, and pieces like this I won't use until I find the perfect thing to put them on, because I think this is just gorgeous. This is one of my favorite little pieces, and I won't use it until I know I've got it going on the perfect project. So I've just got a bunch of different bits and pieces here that we can play off of, and I also took out these. My friend Robin did send these to me as well. And these are Temu pieces. I think they're Temu. I'm not sure, you guys. I might have that wrong. Look at, it's a bracelet. Heck, I would wear this bracelet. It's so pretty. So it's a bracelet, and then she also sent me the earrings and necklace set. So I got two sets of these, you guys, to use. Look at those beautiful earrings. I mean, seriously, Robin, she sends me some of the most beautiful things to work with. And she, man, I gotta tell you, you guys, she sends me stuff all the time, and she always seems to know what it is that I'm looking for or I'm working on that I'm going to do, and it seems to fall right into place. And I want to show you real quick. My friend Kim, I got these yesterday, and she had made a couple of memory boxes and was showing me pictures, and she had shown me a picture of one of these when she bought them. And I thought, oh, those are really pretty, you know. And then when she put them on her boxes, you guys, oh my word, they are so gorgeous. Look at that. It's like a handle that you put on top of the box. And that is just gorgeous. She sent me 2 of these, you guys. I'm so excited. And I am going to be putting together a box to create. And I'm going to use some of my handmade flowers that I've just made. And it is going to be to die for, because I got to tell you, you guys, her boxes are amazing. Kim is a true artist. When it comes to her crafting, she's a perfectionist. And while she is very, very humble about her work, she is honest to goodness. Kim, I say this with 100% confidence, she's one of the best crafters I know. And because she's such a perfectionist and she lines everything up perfectly, she has an eye for the details and where they should go on her pieces. She's just amazing. And I'm going to get her approval. And if she approves it, I'm going to put pictures of some of her boxes that she recently made, and you guys are going to agree with me 100% about her work and how beautiful it really is. It's just stunning. So I'm going to get her approval, and we're going to show you some of Kim's work. She's just very modest about her work, and she has no reason to be. I keep telling her, you should be putting your stuff out there and selling it, because she could get top prices for her pieces. I'm not kidding you. They're that good, you guys. But I really, really, really want to show you guys what she's done, some of the things she's done, and what good work she does, because it deserves to be seen. So anyway, I will be doing that soon. But let's get to today's project. Oh, I want to show you really quick before we get started. I do have some stuff over here that I do want to show you. My friend Diane Giroux sent me some beautiful things from her stash, and I just have to show you guys. She sent me some really, really gorgeous stuff, and some stuff that she made herself, and sent to me to be used in my crafting. So the first thing that I'm going to show you, she does some crocheting and I believe knitting and stuff. So she made this applique herself, and these are all crocheted flowers that she did, and leaves. And then she added a couple of silk flowers and stuff to this. But look at how beautiful that is, you guys. It's so, so pretty. So thank you, Diane. I love this. And she also sent me some great bits and pieces that I get to use in my crafts. I love this lace so much. Look at that. I got a whole bunch of this lace that I can use. And I love the silver with all the pretty sequins and everything. She sent me a piece of this, actually 2 pieces of this, and isn't that beautiful? It's an applique, but I've got 2 of them to use, so just gorgeous. I love any kind of applique, you guys know that. They are my thing. And then she sent me probably at least a yard or 2 of these trim pieces, appliques, and some of this floral trim, which I love. And these little flowers are so great. You can cut them up, or you can use them in the as a whole, and they're just beautiful. And then look at this. Isn't that gorgeous, you guys? And I got a huge piece of this, probably at least a yard. I'm going to say more than a yard of this, maybe a yard and a half. So beautiful. Oh my goodness. Diane, thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of this. And then she sent me a good 2 yards of this trim, and I love this too. She sent me some of this before, and I have 1 little piece of it left. In fact, I put it into one of my bags of things that I'm getting ready to make. So hold on a second, you guys. I just gotta close my door. Okay, so yeah, so I got some of that, and there's a little bit more in the bag. And then she sent me some of these little double butterflies, which I love. And there's another piece. So yeah, those are kind of the laces and stuff she sent me. I'll have to fold them back up and put them in there neatly so they don't get all messed up. And then, let's see, what else did she send? Oh, she sent me a box that I get to alter. So, you know what's going to happen with this. And then she also sent me some pretty bits and pieces to use, some blingy pieces, some burlap flowers. And these are just some little trims. And more bling. And let's see, we got some Let's Resin, which I really desperately need. I have not ordered any resin yet, so. And then I got some of this purple. Let's see. Some purple trim, and I love this trim so much. And I might have actually already pulled a couple of things out of this bag. I want to say there might have been some white of this. I can't remember. Maybe not. But I love this trim. It's so beautiful, and you can use this in anything, and it's gonna just make it twice as beautiful. So I love that trim. I'm super excited to have it, and I'm super excited to have it in purple. As you guys know, purple is one of my favorite colors. I'm gonna put these things back in the box where they came from. Oh, and I dropped those in there. I'm going to put those in there. And I also got some fairies that I get to use in my tags and things like that. And I think that is it. And she sent me a sweet note as well. So thank you, Diane. You know how much I appreciate you and all the great things that you send me. And I do thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I love, love, love your handmade stuff. It's gorgeous. I wish I could crochet and knit and do all of those things, but I just have, that's one thing I've never been able to master, and so I keep my hands off of the yarn unless I'm making tassels or things like that. So yeah, it's not my friend. I'm one of those that it's either too tight or too loose, and I can't get a good rhythm going to be able to be really good at it. My mother-in-law tried and tried and tried to get me to be able to crochet with her, and it just didn't happen. Okay, so real quick, I'm going to read you a quick inspirational quote, and I really liked this one. Talk to yourself like you would talk to someone you love. So in other words, love yourself enough to tell yourself what you would tell another person that you love when you're giving them advice as to how to help themselves. I think we forget that. We know what to say to other people when they're going through things, but we don't necessarily follow our own advice. So, yeah, think about that one, you guys. That's pretty deep, I think. So anyway, all right, let's get going on this. And we're going to put this stuff aside over here. And this is my little pile of goodies. I know I always have a pile somewhere, you guys. I'm sorry. That's the way I've learned to work. This is the trim that I'm going to put around the top of it, because I just love it so much that it needs to go on something special, and I think this is going to really, really look good on this little bag. So that's going to go around the top. We are using glue on this, you guys, so I'm sorry for those of you who don't want something that is hot glued, but this is what I use. I don't sew. Me and sewing machines, we do work together sometimes, but I don't sew a lot. So, and I'm definitely not going to sew in front of the camera. So I would get so many comments and things about how I sew that I would feel bad. And I don't want that. So I would rather just not do it, because I do know that I'm lacking in sewing skills. So I am the first person that will admit that. So we're just going to go with our Gorilla hot glue, and that's what we're going to use. And I started in the back, so this will be the front side here, just because there's no seams. And we will pull it all the way around, and we've got a nice big piece of this, so I knew I had enough to go around the whole bag. And this I just caught out of the corner of my eye this morning, and I knew it was what I had to use on this, because it goes so well with the color of the bag and everything. I just thought, okay. So I like to throw in some beigey laces and some white laces in my projects usually, just because I kind of like to have a little bit of both, so that now this is going to kind of overlap in the back, and I will probably put something in the back right there to sort of cover that overlapping piece. But there's really no way for me to avoid that, because I want to make sure that there is just an overlap on the back. I just always feel like I have to do that. So there's that, and then we're just going to take, and I will glue this piece down under that flower, and just take a little bit of glue and go along here, pop that together to where it's going to meet correctly, and then I'm going to go around this bottom bit here and also glue that down. That way we're not taking a chance of it really getting hooked on anything and coming off easily, because it's glued on there. So that's the back side. This is the front side. There. All glued on. And I didn't glue it in the middle. I don't see a purpose for that really. So we're going to be fine there. And then I thought I would use a piece of this. Just it's like a little tattered piece that I cut off of something. I think I got it from somebody in Happy Mail already. It was a piece that had two of these on it, and I just cut them apart and cut them off. I figured these would be fun to use in a project, so I'm going to put it just about like that. We're going to use this applique that I made, and this is all my handmade flowers except for this one back here, which is one that Sherry gave me in one of my Happy Mail packages. And I think we're going to go, I'm trying to decide which way I want to go with this, so it's going to go this way. I know I had it all figured out already, but then I pulled it off of there and forgot. So we are going to leave this right here, so I'm going to go ahead and just start putting that down, put a little bit of glue in the middle, section 2. don't know if I'm going to get this whole video done all at once because it's getting close to dinner time. So I'm going to need to start cooking dinner pretty soon. Although I'm just going to barbecue some burgers on the grill tonight. Yummy, yummy. I say that. I eat all of maybe a quarter of a hamburger. I'm not a big eater, you guys. I don't know if too many of you know this about me. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Back many moons ago, many years ago, after having kids and all that kind of thing, I went on, you know, the whole yo-yo dieting thing and just eating too much, then eating too little, and just really messed up my body as far as, you know, I ended up, in the long run, gaining a whole lot of weight. And so, back in 2009, I weighed all of about 200 pounds, you guys. I got really, really big. And for me, that's a big deal because I am 4'11". So imagine being 4'11" and weighing 200 pounds. It was not easy. It was not fun. And I was, at the time, I was getting really depressed and just didn't know what to do with myself because the dieting wasn't working. I was just going back and forth with those and losing and gaining and losing and gaining and all that stuff over and over again is so bad for your body. And so I finally made the decision to ask my doctor about having gastric sleeve surgery. And I wouldn't do gastric bypass. I was too afraid of that surgery because it's very, very invasive. And as far as I knew from people I had talked to who had had it, it was pretty risky. And I did have a friend that had had that surgery done. And she got pretty sick. She had a stroke afterwards. And well, it turned out that unfortunately for her, it was a gal that I worked with years ago, and unfortunately for her, she traded her food addiction in for a alcohol addiction. Because when she got thin, she started partying and going out and doing all that stuff and realizing she was getting more attention, so she hadn't done a lot of dating or anything at the time, you know, and she was in probably her late 20s at the time. And so she hadn't done a lot of dating or anything. And so she went and got the surgery done. She was quite overweight, lost a lot of weight, looked really good. But unfortunately, it came with the side effect that she realized she was getting attention that she hadn't gotten prior to losing the weight. And that attention, while it's very flattering, can be not the best thing for you. You know, you have to rein it in a little bit, and she did not rein it in at all. Anyway, so she traded the food addiction for an alcohol addiction, and sadly, she ended up having a stroke, and I mean, it didn't kill her, but she had a lot of disabilities from the stroke, and she was only in her late 20s. And so that scared me away from that surgery, and I'll be honest, I was even scared with the gastric sleeve surgery, because I felt like a lot of it for her was that she had lost the weight so fast and just literally was not eating. She just was not eating. And, you know, I went through that my own self after my surgery. I got a little bit scared because I was actually getting too thin at one point. And so what I started doing is I just started, because I was getting so thin and I didn't know how to make it stop, I started instead of just letting myself get thinner and thinner, I started eating higher calorie foods. And then I started gaining weight, which wasn't what I wanted to do. I gained maybe 20 pounds back, and I said, okay, this is not going to happen. I'm not going to do this. And I still had the ability to cut myself back and slow down, which is what I did. And so I ended up 100 pounds lighter than I was when I started the surgery, and today I feel pretty darn good. I don't eat very much, though. I can't, because if I try to eat too much food, then what happens is I will get sick, and that's no fun. You guys know that. I think I'm going to put this little doily right here. I think that's a good place for that. So anyway, nobody wants to be sick or have to make themselves get sick to make the pain in their stomach go away, because that's what I was having to do many times. And but I finally got a grip on it. I got a handle on it, and I learned what I could and couldn't do, and I feel pretty darn good now, you guys. I wear a size 4, and I have for quite some time now, and I'm good with that. That's really a reasonable size for my size. So yeah, but it has made it so that I don't eat much food, and I guess that's okay as long as I make sure I eat high enough calorie foods that I am getting the calories that I need, and I am eating healthy things. I'm making sure that I get enough of the healthy foods that I'm staying in my safe zone. So I don't have any trouble there. And it's been a good thing for me, but it was a struggle for a long time. And sometimes even now when I can't eat, it frustrates me because I, see something that I really, really love, and I'd really love to actually eat it. And I start to, and I can eat a few bites of it, and then I have to put it down. And some days I don't want to put it down. I want to finish it. I want to eat at least half of it, and I cannot do that. It's just impossible for me. So I just have to resign myself to the fact that this is life for me, and I have to be okay with that. So so that's what I do now. So that's my story, you guys. That's my secret. Yes, I was a quite large lady for quite some time, and it was not fun. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and make a bit of a tassel, you guys. I want to use this, and I want to use some lace. So I've got this little piece of lace here. It's like a dusty rose colored lace. I'd like to throw in a little bit of some white lace, though. I think I always like to have a little bit of white lace. So I'm just going to cut a piece out here from a thick lace that I have here. I'm just going to cut one side off. I'm just cutting to the right side of the circles in the center, because I might want to do something with those circles using the other side of this, maybe to kind of gather the lace, maybe make a flower or something, and those circles might be useful in doing that. So, and this makes my lace go twice as far. I've learned that when I have white laces and I'm not using them much, I might as well cut them and create small pieces. And this is cute because it's got the scallop on the one side, and I think it'll be a nice piece to add in here. See, I cut into one of the circles because I looked down. let's see. I think that's going to be enough. And we'll put that to the side, and I mean, I've got a lot more than I really need over here on this side, so, and I'm finding a few strings on my fabric strips, so I gotta get those out of there too. Okay. I thought I had gotten them all off of there, but I guess I didn't. I obviously didn't. There's quite a few of them. Look at that. But this is just some strips that I cut from some chiffon fabric. And really it's just like the edges where the little the holes are in the fabric, where they kind of run it through the machine, and that's what holds the fabric down as they do whatever they do to it on the machines. Yeah, so it's that side. And so I always cut that end off and cut strips out of it. And it works very nicely to make tassels with. So get this piece in there. So I think I'm just going to cut this right where that white piece of lace ends, and then I'll figure out my tassel from there. And that's going to be right about there. And we'll just put those pieces to the side. And there we go. So we have some nice colorful tassel trim. And I think I'm going to I'm going to fold it down that way. And I'm going to fold it again and just make my sort of loopy part right there. And we'll take this little piece of chiffon and tie it around that top. You could use fabric, you could use string to do this, you could use wire. I usually prefer to tie something on, but I have found that the wire is easier and it works just as well. I just am always afraid that somehow that wire is going to unwind and the whole thing's going to come crashing down. So I prefer to use string, or part of whatever's going into the tassels. And then I'll just take down here at the bottom, and I'm going to go up a little bit in a couple spots, and I'm just going to cut uneven lengths. We don't want it to be all even everywhere, right? So I like to have some long tassels and some short tassels, and feels like there should be, there we go. I knew that other lace had a piece that was going to need to be cut as well. And then a couple of these are probably too long, so I'm just going to cut those off right there. There we go. Okay, and it's just a nice thin little tassel. Nothing crazy, nothing too heavy. I think I want that to kind of come off of this strap here. And then I love this little, my friend Andrea sent me this little handmade heart that she did, and the colors are just perfect for this, and I really want to put that on the bag here. So we're gonna put it on the top side of that, but I also want to add maybe some, like, this is just a piece of lace that I cut off of something. Maybe I need to cut it down the middle here and kind of stretch it and move it so that I can get kind of a little hangy piece. Make it not so perfect. That way that can kind of hang from there. And this is where I may just take, I think I'm going to cut the string in the middle of this, and I think I'm just going to take some pieces of this because I don't think I want this big tassel, and I will just take the pieces that are left here and I will reconnect them. So yeah, we'll just take a little piece like that and maybe add some of those to the front. That'll be pretty. And I thought I had another idea. What was I thinking? I don't know if I should put like a flower next to this or not. That might be too much. That's just too much. And I think that just looks cute, just like that. And I think I might hang a piece of this from this side too. Just over here, kind of up under the flowers. Just kind of hanging out there. Yeah, that looks really cute. I love this already. I gotta tell you guys, I just love this already. So let's go ahead. I think I'm going to take this and I am going to tie a string around it. Let's see, what do I want to use? Maybe I'll use this little piece of lace. It can be anything, you guys. Just find something that kind of, the colors are not going to be too crazy, and tie it around there, and you can cut it off right at the knot if you want to. And I'm going to just cut a knot in that, or tie a double knot in that. And I'm just going to let it hang with that piece of lace in there too. Why not? So let's get this on here. We're going to put a nice thick dollop of glue down under that. Okay. And then I'm going to take this. And I want this to go over kind of to this side a little bit. Pop that just like that. I had this piece too, but I think that might add too much. It might look cute over here though with that one. I think it will. So we'll just pop that over there. And I'm going to put this just on the side that I've got that lace. Just like that. And then our little heart's going to go over the top of that. And isn't that cute? I just hope, I think the heart will be fine. I'm going to put a lot of glue on there. And I'm going to really hold that down and let that glue cool and set up on there. And I do have this trim that I got as well, and I think I'm gonna might put a little piece of that here or there on here, because this is the good kind that you can cut apart and use all these little pieces, and you get so much out of these little chain bits. I love it. And we'll be using some of this over here. Maybe I'll put a little piece in the middle of that. That looks pretty there. We're going to put a piece in the middle of that doily there. And I also want to use a little piece of this lace trim here that Robin sent me. I'm just going to cut this little flower out. cover up my little piece of bling, but I do want to get that in there to where it just kind of goes over the outside of that doily just a little bit, like that. And then this, I should use, I think I am going to use a little bit of my E6000 and then some hot glue on this piece. So I'll just squeeze a little bit down there. And squeeze a drop of hot glue and pop this little guy down. Just coming out below the heart. And this is just some of my shiny gold trim that I love so much. And I think I'm going to use this over here. Oh, I still have to glue this down too. Maybe we'll just have that kind of poke out over the top of those two. It doesn't show up much though that way. I feel bad because I covered up this pretty gold trim, but I can't bring that back out again. It's down there and it's on the applique itself. So unfortunately, I can't pull that off of there. I wish I could. Yeah, we'll put that right there. There we go. I'm just trying to make sure that I have a nice flow going on this. And then I'm going to take a little piece of this, and here we've got some fibers hanging out, and I kind of am going to be okay with that. I'm going to see if I can pull this one loop. It doesn't want to pull. Maybe have that come out from there as well. Just a little piece of it. I don't want a lot. Just a little piece. And I'm going to take this and I am going to add a little bit of glue. Maybe I should fringe this too. I think I'm going to a little bit. And I'm just going to kind of pull this piece apart a little bit. Just like that. Not too much. I don't want the whole thing to be fringed fibers, but I want it to be a little bit fringy on both sides. So there we go. Now I'll glue that right in there, and that's just going to hang down. Maybe even if I come up like through the, no, I don't want it to hang over the flower, so it needs to come out right here where these other bits are sitting, either there, or we can take it up here and let it kind of hang out there. That looks pretty. But then it's covering up that stuff. No, we're going to go where we originally said. We're going to put it in here with these bits here. And I'm going to take some glue over the top of that and press that flower down. That way we've got glue pretty much surrounding that entire piece. And then I think I will cut a little bit more off of that. And the rest of these are pretty good. I like this. I like it a lot, you guys. Isn't that cute? So cute. And then we are going to take this trim and we are going to go over the handles. I think with this. Part of me is wondering if maybe I would be better off. I had another trim here. What did I do with it? Maybe we would be better off going with this because it's a little flatter and it actually kind of goes with it a little bit better. But I have to make sure that I've got enough of it to cover this, plus the one in the back. So that, oh yeah, I've got enough. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to use this trim here to go over the outside of the handles. Now this may not be the bag that you would want to use every single day, but I don't see why you can't use this, you know, if you're going somewhere and you just want to pop a few things in your bag and carry it with you. I think this is super cute, and I bet the compliments would come rolling in. I would definitely carry it. I am loving this. So let me get this where I need it. We're going to cut that right about there. And I want to get glue on that as soon as possible so that it doesn't come apart at the end. So I want to make sure that I get a decent amount of glue right here at this end piece so that it doesn't get all messed up. We're going to stuff it sort of in there at the edge of the bag. And then I think what I'm going to do, I think what would be a good idea anyway. Oh, look at that. No, I don't like that there. It doesn't really work, but I do have this. I just want to put something up there to kind of go over that a little bit so I can glue it down and put some extra security around that trim. Okay, and there's a couple of spots that I need to make sure I get down that I didn't glue down. Probably the gun wasn't shooting glue. Okay, so now let's flip her over and get the other side. I'm gonna just that down in there. And take it all the way around. And I will have this in my Etsy shop, you guys, just in case anybody is interested in buying this little bag. I will put it in my Etsy shop. And let's go ahead, cut it right there. And I had just enough glue in my gun to get the rest of that down. Look at that, a little bit to spare. Okay, the only thing is I feel like I want something to go there and there. And the best thing I can think of is maybe to take a piece of this and put it on each side. And I think well, let's just go like this. I can just I'll cut this one apart so that they hang exactly the same. We don't want them to look different. And we'll put that one like that, and that one like that, and that way they're coming towards each other, and that will do it. But I just want to make sure that I'm taking care in remembering that I need to make sure that that is secured down as best as I can get it. So the best thing I can think of to do is to add something to the top and glue it down and press it in there real good and get that glue kind of weaved into the fibers, and we should be just fine. Oops. I dropped my glue stick. Put that piece there. And don't have it too far twisted. And that will go right there. Make sure they're at the same level. Okay. Very good. That looks good. And you know what? Oh, where was that? I just saw something that would be so good on the back of this. Hold on, you guys. Okay, so this is what I was looking for. It's just a little plain bow that I had. It was actually a barrette. I took the barrette piece off the back, and it also, of course, took the ribbon off of it that was wrapped around it, but that's okay. As long as it's still together, that's what I care about. I need something for the middle of this, and I could take and just put a piece of this and kind of have that all matchy-matchy, but part of me doesn't want to do that. I want to add something a little more bold. So I'm thinking maybe maybe that cream-colored flower, or I have this one that kind of matches the colors, and it's a little less bulky. Or let's see. I'm wondering if I also maybe kind of pop a piece of that to kind of come out of it, if that would be pretty. Nah. Nope, that doesn't do anything for it. Alright, so what do I want to do? I kind of almost like the matchy-matchy piece. If I put that on there, I think that's probably going to look the best. So unfortunately, I've got to use another piece of this. And that's all of this that I'm putting on this piece. I gotta save some for my other stuff. I love this lace. I love it so much. It's just so pretty, and it just has that vintage look, and I think that's what I love about it so much, the color of it. And that'll just kind of wrap around there like that. And then we need to glue the bow down. So we are going to put quite a bit of glue on the back of this bow, and I'm even going to put it sort of in sections out a little bit further so that it stays down where it needs to stay down. Just like that, because we want it to stay kind of flat. You know, we don't want it to be a puffy, foo-foo-y bow. We just want it to be a little flat bow that kind of crosses the back of this bag and makes the back side look pretty as well. Okay, so there we have it, you guys. Oh, I also almost forgot that I was thinking I wanted to kind of maybe use this piece in it. And it does look awfully pretty right there. It looks gorgeous. Or we could use one of my blingy pieces. And that looks really pretty too. Doesn't that look gorgeous, you guys? I'm afraid this one's a little bit heavy. And I'm afraid if I put this on there, it's going to fall off at some point. And I would just cry if I found out that happened because I put it on there and shouldn't have. If it was sitting kind of up like this somewhere, I'd say okay. You know, I wouldn't worry as much about it, but being down here, I don't need it up here. I mean, it doesn't hang right from that spot. So I'm not going to use it yet. Deanna, I'm going to find the perfect place for that piece. But I did want to put I wanted to put a piece of my bling, my handmade bling, in there somewhere. And I think it looks really gorgeous right there, kind of over those trims, or right in here, kind of popping out a little bit. That looks gorgeous. I do feel like, though, that I want to put something right there. That flower looks good. I like that one. We are going to pop this flower in there. Lots and lots of hot glue. And we're going to squish it in there so that that glue weaves into those fibers. And let that gold lace pop out there. There we go. And this is one of my cabbage roses that I just made. I don't know if I said that to you guys. And we're going to put a decent amount of hot glue on this and have it just pop out just like that. So we see all that pretty bling and all that pretty stuff that's all over it. Okay, you guys, that's it. We did it. And I don't think we took too long in getting it together. So I'm going to push that back a little ways. All right, so this is our little handbag, tote, if you will. And I think it looks amazing. So this opens up pretty decently. It's got a few inches on the bottom that it opens up, just so you guys can see. I could stuff it full of something, but I don't know what. But yeah, so it opens up. It's got a decent amount of space on the inside there. You could use it as a handbag, a purse, whatever. And it's super duper cute. I love it. I'm super happy that I decided to do this one today. So anyway, that's it, you guys. We've got our little handbag slash tote. Let me back off just a little bit here. Maybe, oh, look at all that. Ugh. All that stuff I've been putting aside. So that's what it looks like. Super cute. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I gotta come back in. That's terrible. I'm so embarrassed. Okay, so that's it. I hope you guys liked this. Stay tuned because I've got some more videos coming up. What I'm going to be doing next is I'm going to be using this bag of goodies, and we are going to be making a lace Shabby Chic boho necklace. So I hope you guys will tune in for that one because that's going to be pretty cool. I think it's going to be really awesome. So stay tuned for that one, and that should be coming out very, very soon. Probably within the next week or so after this one and my cabbage rose video. So the cabbage rose video will be coming out first, so you probably will have already seen that by the time that you see this video. So thanks a lot for watching, you guys. Please take care of yourselves. Be safe. Be well. Love your family. Hug them often. Tell them you love them every day if you can. And first and foremost, though, please take care of yourselves, because we all know we can't take care of anybody else if we don't take care of ourselves first. And remember to talk to yourself like someone you love. Super important, you guys. We all need to start doing that more. I don't think that most of us do. I think I speak for a lot of you when I say the crafting world of people is a different breed, and I have met some of the kindest, most generous, gentle people in these crafting groups that I belong to that just are giving of their hearts all of the time. And I'm so fortunate to have such a wonderful group of people who have been watching my channel and becoming my friends. I've got so many of you I've made such deep friendships with, and I am so grateful for that. But I do want to tell you all, please take care of yourselves, because you deserve it. You deserve as much as everyone else deserves, and they should know that you deserve to also take care of yourself as well as them. So don't let anybody tell you different. God bless you all. I wanted to show you this. This is a pair of earrings that I got from my friend Robin. She sent me 2 sets of them. And aren't they gorgeous? So these will be dangles in something, maybe on a butterfly, or I may put one of these on my my first boho necklace. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what I want to do, but she sent me these, and she sent me, hold on, let me show you the other set because they're right here too. I just want to put the backing on this real quick. And then she sent me 2 sets of these earrings as well, and these are going to make nice dangles. So these are little metal leaves. Aren't they pretty? So, yeah, so thanks, Robin. I can't wait to use those. That's why I've got them out sitting right in front of me so that I don't forget that I want to use them in something coming up. So anyway, yeah, so God bless each and every one of you. You're all amazing. I love you all, and I'm so glad to have you here with me. And you know what? It doesn't get any better than this. God bless. Take care. Stay tuned for pictures on the back end, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.